Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you and beautiful Empress energy. To begin with the Empress card, this is the promise of paradise, of abundance. I think there's a really big win in store for you. And now let's put that into some context and see what that might mean. It could be something financial. It could be really a big win in the form of healing, right? A big win in the form of finding the absolute right place for us, arriving in our destination finally, right? There's a lot of nurturing, a lot of comfort, a lot of love, a lot of abundance, a lot of healing in this card. This energy really is magic, all right? And let's see what else. And we've got the Fool. Look at that. My gosh. A Two of Cups. Wow. Four of Wands. Okay. Yeah, something is ending. We're getting away from something. We're wrapping something up, closing up some loose ends. A 10 of Wands and a 4. Interesting, a 4 of Pentacles. It feels like we're going from one thing that it's kind of closing out, right? We're finishing one phase of our life. There's one cycle complete, and then we're beginning the next phase. Okay? So this is really, really good. And these two energies, obviously, the Fool and the Empress, that's kind of like a fool that's on an adventure, and everywhere it goes, everything it stumbles into is just beauty and love and harmony. This is a really special time for you. Here's the Knight of Pentacles, a 5 of Wands, sure, and 8 of Cups. Yeah, that makes sense over here. To the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. 4 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. See, it's kind of like the fire, 4 and 10 of fire, a 4 and a 10 of earth. So I think that this is really something that you've been putting in a lot of effort into. This part of your life, whether it's a career thing, whether it's a relationship, whether it is just your kind of spiritual activation. You've been very focused on this, and I feel like you've been putting in a lot of effort into your life, generally speaking. All right, well, let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And let's see here. Feels good right there. We're going to put this card over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. But it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the show you feel like you know what that card is or you have a hunch, put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it an interactive group exercise of intuition. Yeah. Okay, let's look around the room, because what I notice is that our spiritual energy is so focused right here. So focused right here. These are the only two major arcana cards that we have. Then we have fire, a little bit more fire. Okay, we've got water and water. We've got earth, and then more earth here. So there really is something I really do love to see. And that's a balance between fire, and earth, and earth. So it's 3 and 3 with the earth and fire, right? So that creates a 6, right, if we do the math right. And to me, the fire and earth is really that power of manifestation. All of your efforts have been toward a particular person. And maybe because, there is a lack of air here. So maybe we don't quite know exactly where we're going or what we're doing, but it feels like all of your efforts have been correct. You know what I mean? There's been no wasted energy. There's been no wasted experiences, even when you thought you were Five of Wands, just kind of fighting and wrestling and trying to force things to fit in place. All those efforts, while they may not have succeeded in the way you expected, they were all toward a particular end, and they were all for a purpose. They were not wasted efforts. Okay? That, I think, is really an important message here. All this stuff you've been doing, the Ten of Wands up at the top of the path of the dove, you've been, I think, feeling that you've had the weight of the whole world on your shoulders. And with the Ten of Pentacles, or the Ten of Wands, I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to talk about that Ten of Pentacles. But with the Ten of Wands, it feels like you're responsible for everything. That literally all the decisions are yours, all the risks are yours, but hey, all the rewards are too. Okay? And this isn't to say that you don't have friends or family or loved ones around you, but there's this feeling of all of the weight on your shoulders. Okay? And then it feels as if every decision you make, is it the right one? Is it the wrong one? What are we doing here? It's kind of like it's all on you. I don't see a lot of communication. There's no swords here. I don't feel that we're really communicating with others, getting advice from others, listening to others' opinions. Maybe that's kind of a little side message here, is that we need to be open to more collaboration, more communication. But let's talk about the Empress first. Now, the Empress is, I think, saying that very soon you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Okay? The Empress says, this is your life. Enjoy it. You know? You are born in this body of flesh and blood, and you need to enjoy it. Enjoy the nature. Enjoy the trees, the grass, right? Those simple pleasures, right? Enjoy just the birds singing. I don't know if you do. Are you a bird watcher? I feel like you like to kind of watch the bird, or feed the birds maybe. Enjoy those things that you have earned the right to kind of relax a little bit. You know, the Empress is an energy of healing. It is an energy that is nurturing and comforting us, and sometimes it does literally mean go out into nature and let nature heal you. You know, let nature be the doctor. Let food be the medicine. Let music be the doctor. I think that's Eddie Money that said that. And I think that's very much true, right? Let's allow ourselves to be healed by all of the good divine energy that's around us. I think there is something that is wrapping up for you. And I think that maybe it's this Four of Wands that really has taken like all of your time, all of your efforts. I feel like this is now starting to wrap up. Okay, but let's talk about the Fool first, because I think once this Four of Wands wraps up, and we'll get to some ideas about what that might be, but it's opening up a new, I think, sense of freedom for you, a lot of new opportunities. It's kind of like you have this really big win, and now it's just you're light as a feather. It's flowing. Spirit's showing me a feather. Spirit's telling me to ask you about the feather. Is that I don't know, with the birds too, I don't know, do you collect feathers from, the birds around, or have you been finding a lot of, like, let's say, eagle or hawk feathers or blackbird feathers or something when you're out and about or in your yard or something? Because I see like not a vase, but like almost a little cylinder, like a pencil holder kind of thing, but there's feathers in it. Bird feathers, and I think you find them, collect them, you keep them, and I think that's a way that Spirit is communicating with you. I really do, and I feel like you look at them as kind of good luck, charms in a way. The Fool, though, it has this freedom. There is this sense of a very big win, and a lot of relief that comes after it, right? And we can see that it's kind of, it's related to the Fours, obviously. I think the the real problem here is that you've put in so much effort into something. Now, whether this is a career thing, a job thing, a relationship, a creative project, maybe you're working on getting a promotion, you're working on that really big project at work, or something in your personal life. I don't know what it is exactly. But with the Four of Wands and the Ten of Wands, it's like you've been putting in so much effort, but it feels like it was never going to be finished. It was never going to amount to anything, that you were just going to be asked, and that's why I think why the 10 is at the top of the path of the dove. Because this is what you're kind of looking at. This is what it looks like this is looming over you. All of this effort, all of this responsibility, all of this focus, blood, sweat, and tears, all of this attention, right? That maybe we never thought it was going to amount to anything. That we just kind of, in a way, we almost gave up and just said, this is just my life now. This is just going to be my day. Every single day is just going to be this. Well, the Four of Wands, I think, back here is telling us that we're looking for the closure. We're looking for the success. We're looking to kind of seal the deal on something. Really big win, right? That's the intention. And so when we see the 4 plus the 10 up here, it's kind of like maybe we're putting in too much effort. You know, maybe we're trying too hard with something. You ever have that feeling that maybe you just need to back off a little bit, slow down, go have a cup of tea, go watch the birds, and things will happen without you, Maybe that's what we need a little bit, because with the 10, I'm feeling there's some fatigue here. I'm feeling like there's exhaustion. You're feeling a little bit run down. And we need to recover from that. We need to kind of take a break. What's going on in the future position of Four of Pentacles? It's the materialization of exactly what you've wanted. Four of Wands. It's kind of like we have this impulse, this will, this intention, this ambition, this inspiration, aspiration. And then here it is, reaching the manifested world. Right? And it maybe feels like it has to go up this way into a 10, into kind of this maximum overdrive, another great movie, maximum overdrive kind of energy to get here. I don't think it does. I think a little bit of self-care, a little bit of TLC, another great band from my day, group, I guess. I don't know if they were a band. I think they played instruments. It's a lot of healing, right? A lot of focus on yourself. I think you've been running yourself ragged, honestly. Yeah. So with these two cards, it kind of has this feeling of, treat yourself. Yeah. Treat yourself. And it seems that is not only going to be good for you, but good for the situation too, because a little bit less extreme kind of attention on there. Just give it a little bit of space, whatever is going on, and I think it will solidify, it will manifest. All right. Now, the reason why you're doing this, you're not some control freak. It's because there's a lot of love in you, because this is something you feel is your purpose. Yeah. And I don't know the details of this, but I know that this is something that your soul really wants. This is something that you feel is a spiritual kind of destiny for you. A spiritual, project. So I think that there's a very good reason within you, that you're putting all of this effort into this thing. And so I understand the dilemma there, because we feel as if we care about something this much, I should be willing to go to maximum volume, maximum intensity. I should be able to go to a 10 and even break the dial off and get to 11 or 12. But sometimes less is more. Yeah. Sometimes we show something how much we love it by giving it a little room to breathe. Yeah. By letting it have a little bit of space. Think of that feather. How much nicer for the feather to just kind of waft down to your feet rather than you going to the bird and plucking it out of the bird, right? We have to kind of allow things to come to us in that more gentle way, and they will. They will. But you have just the best of intentions, two of cups here. Now, for some of you, this could be a family thing, could be a romantic thing, could be a creative thing, business thing, community, neighborhood, whatever it is. doesn't have to be career. Doesn't have to be romance, right? Doesn't matter how old you are or which phase of life you're in. We're wrapping up this thing that we've been putting all this effort into. You're getting the results that you wanted. Okay? And I think the key to that final step really is backing off a little bit, easing back, Ripley. Okay? So let's go to the path of the serpent. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything, and it helps out the channel. And I really do appreciate that. And I thank you for that. I seem distracted because I'm hearing a whistling sound. And no, it's not my tinnitus. Who around you is the whistler? Maybe it's you. Somebody is just kind of putting in all this effort, hour after hour, day after day, and they're just doing it with like a song in their heart. They're doing it with a whistle. I don't know if this is you or if it's someone that you remember from a loved one that has passed, or maybe it's somebody around you that's still living. I am getting an impression of an older male energy that is still very close to you. I think that they have passed. It could be an older sibling, but I feel more like dad or grandpa or something, or maybe great-grandpa. Someone was the whistler. Someone was, and I think that's something that, if it's meant for you now, these details come in, they feel like non sequiturs to me, but they're meant for someone. If it's not meant for you, that's okay. Just leave it for the next person, yeah. But if that's yours, I feel like you're smiling and shaking your head because it feels like it's kind of like everyone in the family knows, yeah, that's the whistler. Maybe you called him the whistler. But I feel like that's kind of, no matter what they did, they were just whistling, right? And I think they were very good at it. It sounds like music to me. But back to the Knight of Pentacles that we have here. This is, I think, really this kind of spiritual vision that you have. Okay, this is you understanding that everything you do now, all of your thoughts, words, and deeds now, are creating your future self. And you know what I always say on this channel about the Knight of Pentacles? I always wonder, what are they looking at? And my answer is always, invariably, looking at the Ten of Pentacles, right? And you have both. You have both here. So that tells me that you have this very vivid sense of what your life is going to become. Who you are going to be, where you're going to be. You know the details. I think that you've probably listened to my channel before and you've heard me say, get out your sheet of paper, get out your pencil, draw a picture of your best life. Or if you're like me and you can't draw, make a list, top 10 list. Yeah. And we're doing it in pencil for a very good reason, because of these 4s and 5s, because of change, right? We have to be open to change and ready for change. I think you have you have 3 fire cards and 3 earth cards to make that 6, and that 6 is that harmony with the process of change. So I think you have drawn your best life picture in pencil. And I think that you do revise it from time to time as circumstances change, you know, as you maybe change, as you grow in your spirit, in your evolution, in your life, that picture is going to change, right? And it's meant to, and it's okay that it does. Sometimes we get the 4s because we're resisting change, that we want things to be a certain way and we're not going to tolerate any deviation from this structure and this stability. I don't think that's you. I think that you're open to the way things flow, and the 4 of Pentacles here is not you expecting things to be exactly how you plan them. You know, so you don't have this kind of rigid, fixed, solid, this false sense of security. Really, you know that things are changed. You know that you have to be adaptable. And I think that's why we've got a 5 of Wands here in this position. Because you're open to 4s and 5s. You're open to a little bit of pushing and then knowing when to kind of pull back. Yield. Striving and yielding. Reaching and grasping, right? And kind of just receiving. Yeah. So you understand those forces and when it is right to do one or the other. And that's, I think, what we have to remember, because we're getting a little bit too 10 of Wands here. The Ten of Wands is a little bit too much striving, reaching, and trying to grasp. Not enough receiving, yielding. Okay? So we got a 5. And I think that this is something that a project that you've worked really hard for. I feel like you fought for this. Yeah. I feel like there was some kind of fight for this project or this career, promotion, this creative thing, this family thing, whatever it is. I feel like there was a lot of fight. And there might have been a lot of resistance from outside in the environment, from other people in the family, a lot of competition or something, right? Spirit's telling me to mention the check engine light. Is your check engine light on? I don't know why that's coming through. But I see it kind of flashing at you while you're driving. I don't know if they flash anymore. I don't know why it's flashing. Maybe it comes on, you get it checked, and then it comes back on again like a week later, right? So something's going on there. These messages come in as ways of validating the energy that we're in, of making those connections, not with every single one of you, but for me at least, to validate that we're kind of in the right energy here today. And they are meant for select few of you, and they do provide confirmation, validation, and synchronicity for some of you. Okay, but again, if it's not yours, don't worry about it. All right, it doesn't take away from the message here. But the Five of Wands is definitely that push and pull. It's definitely knowing kind of how much force to put into something. So we go from that 10, but what we really need is a 5. I think the environment is asking for a 5. You're giving it a 10. Well, again, sometimes less is more, right? Okay. The 8. The 8 of Cups here. I think I think you're prone to a little bit of melancholy. I think sometimes it's hard for us to keep the faith, to have hope. You know, especially when you see that you're putting in 10 of Wands effort and can't seem to get over this hump. We start to have that 8 of Cups feeling where it's just like our enthusiasm starts to drain. Our love and excitement starts to drain. Our hope starts to wash away a little bit. And that's not a good feeling. And I think we kind of have to patch that. We have to patch these cups up a little bit. And I think really that's the message for healing. Take a little step away from this. Give it a little bit of space, a little bit of time. Focus on yourself, right? Focus really on, I think with the Fool energy, focus on how that 10 of Pentacles might need to be revised right now. Take some time, take a hot bath, and just daydream, right? Invoke your Knight of Pentacles and build that picture in your mind, in your consciousness, in your imagination of your best life again. See how maybe it's different than it was a year ago or even a month ago. Okay? Because the Fool is sometimes a card that is so wrapped up in the activities, loses a sense of direction. So caught up in the moment that forgets it has a path, that it has a hard time staying on task, right? So it's kind of like we miss the wood for the trees. Yeah, that we get lost in the moment and we kind of forget the bigger picture. Okay, so it might be time to harness this, to refocus this vision a little bit. And with the Fool too, I think this is time to reconnect with those close relationships that you have. Again, we don't have any swords cards. We don't have any air here. This is all the air we have. Use this as an opportunity. And with this, especially with this Empress card, strengthen those intimate connections you have with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Okay, with Spirit. Right? Maybe you don't have any friends. Maybe you don't have any family. I think there is that older male energy that I think you can connect with and receive guidance from. Okay, in a very, very real way, I believe that. But I think that this is a card that says you need to improve your intimate relationships intimate relationships with ourselves too. Take care of yourselves. Learn to take a break. Learn to dial it down a little bit. It feels like there's this really hyper energy in you, which is really great at getting stuff done, but not all the time. Okay. The Ten of Pentacles, though, that's the crown jewels right there. That is the beautiful, beautiful finish line. This is wealth. This is really, I think the Four of Pentacles is the big win, right? And this is what is resulting from that. You getting closer to your best life picture. This is a really big step. This is not the step over the finish line, but this is a really big win that is getting you, I think, oh so close to the Ten of Pentacles. Your best life. Your absolute, the ideal life situation for you. And it's not just financial, it's emotional, it's intellectual, it's creative, it's romantic, sure. It's everything. You can draw whatever you want in this picture. But don't draw it in permanent pen. Keep it in pencil so we can revise it. So we can take these moments when we feel like we are putting in so much effort into something and not getting anything back. Let's pause. Let's calibrate. And let's assess our vision, right? The Knight of Pentacles is looking at this future and trying to see the details. And I think you have a very specific vision. But maybe you have to revisit that vision and see if any kind of changes need to be made. Okay? And understand, again, that everything you do right now is affecting this vision. It is affecting the future. It is like karma, right? But this self-care and these intimate relationships, all of this Empress and Fool work that we're talking about, is a very necessary step toward this future. So look at this as also the Empress and Fool energy is helping you to create your future. Okay? And I think you have a hard time with that. I think you're kind of feeling like, well, if I stop now and I try to take some time for myself and take care of myself, then I'm not putting effort into this project, and therefore my Knight of Pentacles is not getting closer to the Ten of Pentacles. That's not true. Sometimes we do more by kind of doing nothing, right? By taking care of ourselves, we're also ensuring that we can continue on. Your health and well-being, your energy level and your vitality is top priority. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. See what is going on with this one. Okay. I think maybe we need some swords energy, but maybe not swords. Maybe we need just a little more water. Maybe like a Six of Cups, right? Just showing that there is that exchange, that we are harmonizing with other people in that kind of intimate, close, personal way. I don't know about the swords. Maybe we'll get like an Ace of Swords to show that we have clarity about our path and about our future, right? But I don't want too many swords. That wouldn't be good either. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's see what we've got. Strength. That's good. The Lust or Strength card. And this is really what I'm talking about. Because I just said that this self-care, that your energy level and your vitality is the top priority, right? Well, that's what the Strength card is. This is the return of your strength and vitality. It's with this kind of strength and passion and courage and assertiveness and confidence and all these things, creativity, this self-possessed, self-directed energy, that you can move mountains. And honestly, the Knight of Pentacles is the card that kind of represents the mountain, right? It represents that force that creates mountains, yeah. So I think this is an excellent card. And it does say that we need to do something about our energy levels and our vitality. I think that Ten of Wands is up there at the top for a reason. Because I think we are running ourselves ragged. We need to restore that, because if you're firing on all cylinders, there's no limit to your magic. You have to be in the optimal kind of, condition to do everything that you want to do. And I know that kind of sounds like, well, my health is never going to be 100%. No, that's okay. We do what we can. We try to do as much, we try to be as healthy as possible, right? And 100% is rare these days, I think. But I think we need to focus on this vitality, this vital energy, okay? Because the vital energy is the creative energy. Yeah. Anyway, really big win coming for you. This is going to be really, really good. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, click on the link that should be up here, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Aries every Monday and Friday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. But I'm here every single day. Come on back, see me again tomorrow. Okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.